Imagine waking up to the gentle sounds of ocean waves, the scent of eucalyptus filling your lungs, and for the first time in years, feeling completely at peace. Now imagine returning home with that feeling permanently embedded in your being. Not a temporary escape, a complete transformation. What if I told you that thousands of people are discovering wellness retreats that don't just pamper you for a weekend, but actually rewire your brain, reset your body's systems, and send you home as a fundamentally changed person? These aren't your average spa getaways. They're carefully guarded secrets of the truly transformed. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on the world's most powerful wellness sanctuaries, places so transformative that guests often describe their experiences as life-dividing events, separating their existence into before and after. Stay with me, because the last retreat we'll discuss is so revolutionary that scientists are studying its methods for insights into human longevity. The science behind transformation. Before we explore these life-changing destinations, let's understand what makes a wellness retreat truly transformative. According to research published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, true transformation requires 3 key elements working in harmony. First, a complete break from routine and stresses, what neuroscientists call pattern interruption. This creates a rare opening in the brain's neural pathways. Second, exposure to new healing modalities that work simultaneously on physical, mental, and spiritual levels. And third, a carefully controlled environment where these changes can take root before returning to everyday life. The most powerful retreats in the world have perfected this formula, creating spaces where transformation isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Retreat number 1, the ancient healing springs of Hakone, Japan. Nestled in the volcanic mountains outside Tokyo lies Gora-Kadan, a former imperial retreat now transformed into one of the world's most authentic healing sanctuaries. What makes this place extraordinary isn't just its 400-year-old hot springs rich in healing minerals. It's their integration of an ancient practice called Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, proven by Japanese researchers to dramatically lower cortisol levels and enhance natural killer cell activity by up to 40%. Guests follow a rigorous daily ritual combining thermal immersion, meditative forest walks, and consumption of medicinal plants gathered that very morning. The strict protocol might seem challenging, but it's precisely this intensity that creates what psychologists call breakthrough stress. Just enough challenge to trigger profound adaptation. One guest, Sarah, arrived with chronic inflammation that had plagued her for decades. After just 7 days, her inflammatory markers had dropped by 60%, results her doctors called medically impossible. 2 years later, those changes have remained stable. The secret? A centuries-old recognition that healing happens at the intersection of natural elements, not through any single therapy. Retreat number 2, the mind-body reset of the Hoffman process. Unlike geographically fixed retreats, the Hoffman process is held at rotating locations worldwide, maintaining the same powerful methodology wherever it goes. Founded on groundbreaking work in psychosomatic medicine, this immersive week-long program has been refined over 50 years into what many therapists consider the most efficient psychological reset available. The process targets what neuroscientists call implicit patterns, unconscious behaviors and responses formed during childhood that silently govern adult life. Through a combination of guided visualization, physical release work, and cognitive restructuring, participants identify and literally rewire these patterns. What makes this approach revolutionary is its understanding that transformation requires engaging both the emotional brain, limbic system, and the rational brain, neocortex, simultaneously, something traditional therapy often fails to accomplish. The results speak volumes. Independent research from the University of California found that Hoffman graduates showed sustained reductions in depression and anxiety equivalent to 2 years of weekly therapy, but compressed into just 8 days. Michael, a former skeptic and high-stress executive, described his experience. "I arrived believing I'd figured out who I was decades ago. I left realizing I'd been operating on outdated software my entire adult life. The person I am now feels like who I was always meant to be." Retreat number 3. The Metabolic Revolution at Lanzerhof Tegernsee. Hidden in the Bavarian Alps of Germany, Lanzerhof has developed what many medical professionals consider the most advanced approach to cellular regeneration in the world. While most wellness programs focus on symptoms, Lanzerhof's team of physicians target what they call the fundamental operating system: the cellular energy production, toxin elimination pathways, and gut microbiome that determine how every other bodily system functions. Their proprietary protocol begins with a complete digestive reset based on modified fasting principles studied for over 100 years. This induces a state of autophagy, where cells essentially eat themselves clean, followed by systematic reintroduction of foods while measuring metabolic response. What truly distinguishes Lanzerhof is their integration of cutting-edge diagnostics with ancient wisdom. Guests undergo comprehensive biomarker testing, 3D body scans, and genetic analysis, then receive treatments combining modern medical interventions with traditional healing arts like lymphatic drainage and therapeutic movement. The results frequently astound the medical community. Guests with chronic fatigue often experience energy increases of 40 to 60% that persist long after departure. Those with autoimmune conditions frequently see dramatic symptom reduction. And almost everyone experiences what researchers call biological age reversal, where biomarkers of aging improve by an average of 3 to 5 years in just 2 weeks. James, who arrived with metabolic syndrome and pre-diabetes, saw his insulin sensitivity normalize completely within 16 days. Changes his doctor called unprecedented without medication. Retreat number 4. Consciousness expansion at Rhythmia, Costa Rica. In the lush jungles of Costa Rica, a controversial but increasingly validated approach to transformation has emerged at Rhythmia Life Advancement Center. This retreat centers around supervised experiences with plant medicine, specifically ayahuasca, in combination with integrative practices including breathwork, meditation, and hydrocolonic therapy. While plant medicine remains contentious in some circles, research from institutions, including Johns Hopkins University, has demonstrated its remarkable efficacy for creating what neuroscientists call pivotal mental states, rare moments of neuroplasticity where entire belief systems and behavioral patterns can shift almost instantaneously. What distinguishes Rhythmia's approach is their recognition that profound openings require equally profound integration. Their program wraps intensive consciousness work within a carefully structured support system designed to help guests process and incorporate their insights. The results can be life-altering. Studies of similar programs show 83% of participants rate their experiences among the 5 most meaningful of their lives, with positive psychological changes often persisting for years afterward. Lisa, a trauma survivor who had attempted conventional therapy for decades, "In 1 week, I experienced healing that 20 years of talk therapy couldn't touch. It wasn't easy. It was like compressing years of processing into days. But the freedom on the other side feels like living in a completely different body and mind." They harvest vegetables, prepare traditional dishes, and experience the social rituals around eating. They don't just hear about the importance of tips and left with an entirely new understanding of what living well actually means. 3 years later, I've maintained not just the practices, but the perspective, and my biological markers show it. The ultimate secret, now for the revelation I promised. The common thread connecting all truly transformative wellness experiences. After studying hundreds of retreat outcomes and interviewing countless guests, I've identified what separates temporary improvement from permanent transformation. It isn't the treatments, the settings, or even the practitioners, although these matter enormously. The secret lies in what scientists call identity-based change. Research shows that the most powerful transformations occur when new behaviors become linked to new self-concepts, when wellness becomes who you are, not just what you do. Each retreat we've explored facilitates this identity shift differently. Some create it through peak experiences that permanently alter perception. Others build it gradually through immersion in new environments and communities. Some trigger it through physical renewal so profound it demands a new self-image. But all share one critical understanding. True transformation isn't about adding wellness practices to your existing life. It's about becoming a different person for whom wellness is the natural expression of identity. Conclusion. These 5 retreats represent different pathways to the same destination. A completely renewed relationship with yourself and your potential. From the ancient healing springs of Japan to the longevity secrets of Ikaria, each offers a unique approach to transformation. The question isn't whether these experiences work, research confirms they do. The question is, which approach resonates with your personal journey? Perhaps you're drawn to the mind-body reset of the Hoffman process, or maybe the metabolic revolution of Lanzerhof calls to you. You might be ready for the consciousness expansion of Rhythmia or the blue zone immersion of Ikaria. Whatever path speaks to you, understand this. Transformation isn't a luxury. It's increasingly becoming a necessity in our high-stress, disconnected world. As one retreat director told me, we're not in the wellness business, we're in the liberation business. We free people from limitations they never knew they had. If this journey into the world's most transformative retreats has sparked something in you, consider taking the next step. Your future self, the one living with vitality, purpose, and profound well-being, is waiting on the other side of that decision. If you found value in this exploration of transformative wellness, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to join our community of seekers and explorers. Each week, we uncover hidden pathways to extraordinary living that most never discover. Until next time, remember, transformation isn't found in changing what you do, but in becoming who you truly are.